Woodward, and I'm a class of 2025 PHS valedictorian.
My name is David Ariano, and I am a PHS 2025 valedictorian.
My name is Aubrey, and I am a PHS 2025 valedictorian.
My name is Mikhail Potts, and I'm a 2025 PHS valedictorian.
I'm Logan Gabor, and I'm a 2025 PHS valedictorian.
My name is Samuel LaCroix, and I'm a PHS 2025 valedictorian.
My favorite thing that I've experienced here at PHS is sports, just participating in 3 sports every year: basketball, volleyball, track, and cross country. Those have been a big part of who I am and who I've become.
Definitely a lot of times at DECA. If I had to pick one, it would be my freshman year. We were at the state competitions, and my partner and I, Mikhail, who's also a valedictorian, were competing in an event, and we weren't really expecting to go big our freshman year here at state. Eventually it came to the awards ceremony, and we were really just not expecting anything at all. And lo and behold, we ended up getting 3rd place, which was just enough to qualify us to go to. That year it was Atlanta, Georgia for international DECA competitions. And I was so surprised and so shocked.
There was a time freshman year that another freshman picked up this Winnie the Pooh TV off the side of the sidewalk, and he brought it to school, and then the next day he brought his Wii or Nintendo or something and hooked it up to it, and they played it in the commons during breakfast. So I don't think I'll ever forget that, because that was really odd.
Out of anything, probably one of the swim trips, just going on the bus with everyone and talking on the way back, celebrating after the meet. Just one of those.
My friend group was really cool. There's great people that I like being with, and they helped make it memorable, helped give me the opportunities to just have fun. And then I don't know, a lot of the clubs and stuff I did were really cool. I liked doing rainbow and math teams. They were just a lot of fun because I got to use my knowledge in a fun way.
Definitely going to nationals at DECA. That was a great experience. That was just recently, this senior year. Didn't expect to make it, so it was a big surprise. Ton of fun.
It kind of just became a goal of mine after freshman year, earning that 4.0. I was like, I can do this. And my parents really also helped push me to strive for that success, and they cheered me on along the way.
Honestly, I think a big portion of it is just having people around you who expect that from you. Once you kind of set the standard of, oh, I'm a student who tries really hard and gets the grades that I want to get, it's hard to back down from that expectation. Also, I think that just the kind of constant feedback of getting good grades and of achieving things and getting those small little incremental rewards is what made me really happy with myself and what I was doing, and made me want to go further with it.
I always knew I really wanted to go to college, and then I just knew that I really cared about school, and I really liked reading, and I really liked writing and that type of stuff. And once I started getting good grades, the bad grades felt really bad. And once I got to high school, after my first quarter, my advisor told me oh, you're in the run for valedictorian, and I was okay, well, I guess I'll just go for it.
Definitely my parents. They have really high expectations of me, and I've always wanted to make them proud. So through succeeding, I've hoped to do that, and that was just my motivation, just to make them proud.
I think it's just consistency, sort of. I sort of started getting a 4.0 freshman year, and I was I can just keep doing this. There's no reason why I can't, other than it's hard, but I don't know, I can do stuff that's hard. So it was just because it felt like it was in my capability that I was I'm just gonna do it.
A lot of it was my brother. My brother was a senior 4 years ago, and he was valedictorian, and a lot of it was through my parents. They really pushed that education side. They really wanted me to excel, I guess. And so a lot of it was just my brother. I wanted to take after him a lot, so.
My biggest challenge was definitely academically math. I've not been strong at math, but I've also been placed in the advanced math classes all 4 years, so I really had to work extra hard to earn the good grade and learn and keep up with the pace.
I am doing a 70-hour work week. I have all these different clubs. I was doing theater for a time, theater and DECA and school, and I have an actual job. And so, you get to where you're leaving home when it's dark, you're getting home when it's dark, and then you're going to bed and you're doing it again. Getting through those challenges, it was just keeping my eye on right now and where I am and where I wanted to be.
Yeah, I'm not really good at math, but I did take 5 math classes in 4 years. I started out in pre-algebra, and then I ended up going into geometry and algebra 1 the next year, and so I had 3rd period geometry, 4th period algebra, and I really struggled with that because it was like double the homework, double the math time, and sometimes there would be like a test in both the classes on block day, so it would be like 140 minutes of test or 140 minutes of math, but I persevered and now I'm taking pre-calc, and I think I feel really accomplished to say I'm the only valedictorian that's taken 5 math classes.
It was always just time management because I do sports, I always have a job, so it was just finding the motivation to want to do it with the spare time I had. That was the hard part.
I think the hard part was just like learning how to juggle it all. I was working too, and then like just doing all that club stuff and being with my friends, and it's just a lot of different stuff you gotta like learn how to manage, and then like be able to like do a bit of homework every single day, even like if you don't finish it, like just have a pace so you don't start falling behind.
There's a couple classes I struggled with. So environmental science, not my strong suit. I struggled in that, but the teacher's amazing, Mr. Salt. Coming from freshman and sophomore year, I procrastinated a lot. So coming into junior and senior year, that kind of stuck with me, and I had to really force myself out of that bad habit. But now I can kind of confidently say I don't do it nearly as much.
Just seeing the graduates from the past few years that I've really looked up to, the older kids in my sports that have graduated, valedictorians, salutatorians, things like that, and gotten through doing so many different things, sports activities and academics as well. It's really helped me like realize I can do it too. It's not impossible.
I'd say that definitely my dad has influenced me a lot in trying to achieve at a high level and trying to pursue the things that I want to pursue. Him and my mom have helped me decide what I wanted to do career-wise, and taken me, say, on trips, on tours to colleges, and shown me around museums and stuff. I really want to get into paleontology, so they've kind of been a great influence in, showing me all these different resources and places that I can go for that. But also a couple of teachers. I think definitely my teacher, Celine Fairmond, who was my DECA coach all 4 years. She put in so much work for all those awesome experiences traveling that I had. Mr. Stolp, my science teacher, Mr. Thiering, all of them just awesome influences.
My little sister is a big inspiration for me. She's shown me that like there are people who think differently in this world, and there are people who experience different challenges, but no matter what, you can do what you want to do, and she makes me want to make the world a better place. And she just makes me really proud to be her sister and want to make things just better for her.
Definitely my dad. I'm really proud of what he's done and how he's become. He started a family business with my grandma, or his mom, right out of school, and so I'm just really proud of him, and I want to get to where he's at.
My sister, she was a salutatorian here, and I was like, I gotta beat her. I gotta do better, and I did it. I won.
It's definitely my brother. I looked up to him a lot, as well as Miss Fairmont. She was an awesome teacher. DECA advisor, she was great. She was more like a friend than a teacher. She really helped us through a lot of hard stuff. And back to my brother, just big inspiration. Someone to talk to, someone to look after. It was great.
After graduation, I plan on attending community college in Portland and majoring in psychology. And after that, I'm going to also pursue psychology in grad school, and then I want to be a psychiatrist, so I'll probably go to med school after that. Mental health is becoming a bigger thing nowadays, especially, and I just feel like we need more people in that field, and I especially want to work with children too.
I definitely want to do something relating to environmental science, and I'm pretty certain that whatever I do in that field I'm going to be happy with. Right now, tentatively, I want to do paleontology, but again, that was kind of just something I decided on a whim when my dad took me to the Amherst College, and they had this giant mammoth skeleton, and I was like, oh, I could do that. But so we'll see if I continue with that. I hope I do. But ultimately, my interests at this point are fickle as an 18-year-old, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm going to University of Oregon Honors College, and I'm going to study psychology, and I'm either going to do the 3-in-3 program there, which is 3 years undergrad and 3 years postgrad for a law degree, or I'm going to finish out 4 years of psych and then study forensic psychology at Pacific University. I don't know, I just think there's a big need in that area of work. My mom works for the county, and so she sees that there's all these people who aren't getting the evaluations they need to finish their court cases, and so there's a big need for it, and it doesn't pay too bad, and I like psychology. I think it's an interesting subject, so might as well try it out.
Yeah, I'm going to University of Oregon, and I have enough credits to go in as a sophomore, so I'll get a degree in 3 years, and then they have a program where you can get a master's in 1 additional year, so then I'll just do 4 years and then I'll have my master's in accounting. My dad's really into business, and I've been into business. I did DECA and just took a lot of business classes, and me and my dad were planning on starting business together, so that's the path I want to take.
So I want to go to OSU, and I'm not too sure what I'm going to major in right now. I have it set as biochemistry and biophysics, and I want to use that to get into some sort of pharmaceutical career. I don't know if I want to do research or synthesis or what, but there's just a lot of interesting stuff I've seen online, and it makes me want to pursue it.
I plan to attend U of O, get a major in business. From there, I'm not sure. It's really up in the air for what I want to do after that. Probably an exchange as well, but from there I really want to travel, work from home. That would be great. Travel is definitely on the list, 100%.
Try to get involved in as much as you can, because even though it might seem intimidating doing a lot of stuff and handling school, it really, doing sports and doing other activities is a good way to cope with having that heavy workload and having something else to do after school. It honestly is good for my mental health to go to practice after school instead of just focusing on what I did all day learning.
I think one of the biggest things would be to avoid getting into a rut. And what I mean by that is avoiding getting into a spot where you're just so focused on other things that are not what you really want to achieve in life. Say when you're just sitting at home watching YouTube for 6 hours a day, which is much of what I did my freshman year, to be honest. It's nice at the time, but you're not achieving anything that you're ever going to remember. And so I'd say that my biggest advice would be to focus on making things that you can be proud of later on. And that short-term fulfillment, short-term entertainment is so available these days and so easy to just get lost in, but it's really not the way to go. It's not going to help you.
Don't get so focused or stuck on what other people think about you. It's not as important as you think it is. And once you get to senior year, you realize it doesn't really matter because you won't see most of these people ever again. So, whatever someone thinks about you, it's fleeting and everyone's gonna forget it in a little bit. It might only last for a week and then no one's gonna remember that weird thing you said.
I'd say high school's really not that hard. As long as you apply yourself and use your resources well, there's always people to talk to, there's always support you can find, and yeah, really just apply yourself and it won't be that bad. It's always nice to work hard. I find that rewarding, but you also need a social life and you also need to enjoy high school, because although I thought it would be really long, it went by really, really quick, and now I'm gonna miss it.
Maybe it's cliche, but you run out of time pretty quick. So I don't know. Make it good. Make it worthwhile.
Don't procrastinate. That's a big one. But also just, if you are procrastinating, understanding what you should do first, chunking stuff up, setting reminders, just be on top of stuff. That's the biggest piece of advice. You don't need to be a genius to be valedictorian. You just be smart with what you're doing with your work.